Hey guys, this is Kysen here, and today I'm going to show you some early game power tips and tricks for FTB Ultimate Reloaded. Hello everybody, this is Kysen here, and welcome to episode 3 of our FTB Ultimate Reloaded series. Now, the first thing I'll do today is just take you through a few changes. I added a bank of furnaces here so we can actually get some smelting done to progress a bit further, and also put some little oak planks down here just to kind of make that look a bit nicer. And then we'll probably do some sort of stone path going over to here and off up in that direction, where you can see I now have a farm. So this is a little cow farm, just for some food going on here. The other thing that you'll notice is I have added this leaf effect going all the way around now, so it makes our house look a lot nicer than it did before. So that's kind of all the changes in place, and what we're going to do today is get into some power generation pretty early on. So obviously power is like a big part of any mod pack, but basically for this one, it's something I want to get into right now. So the generator from Industrial Craft 2, I think that's going to be the best thing to get into, and it's not that difficult to make. Basically, you can see here, there's two recipes for it, right? So this one here needs an iron furnace, and this one down here just needs a machine casing, which is this refined iron. Now, the way you get refined iron is simply by smelting down normal iron. And the first thing I would like to do, actually, is start that going on, if I can get to the right chest here. And we'll do probably a half stack of that for now, just to get us going, because we are going to still need some normal iron as well. So we'll put those in these top ones and get that going on. Now, for the rest of the generator recipe, because that just takes care of basically this. We need a furnace, that's no problem at all. And we need a battery. And we have all of this stuff, or we will soon. But the copper cable, to get to that, we're going to need some rubber. Now, to do that, what we need to do, if I get to our wood chest here, take some wood out, is make a tree tap. And that's the recipe for a tree tap right there. And then we need to find a rubber tree. Now, they're actually pretty easy to find because they have quite a unique look about them. You see in this tree line over here, if I zoom in, that right there, the one that sticks up and is quite vertical, that is a rubber tree. So that's pretty useful that we have one that nearby. I did spot that a couple of episodes back, if I'm honest. I was just kind of waiting for this moment when I knew that we would need it, because I was well aware that we would need rubber pretty soon in this pack. Oh, yes, I meant to mention, I saw this. There was a tree on top of this, and we just have a cave spider spawner here, just chilling. Now, there is mine shafts in the area, so I don't know if it's kind of, that's the reason it's kind of glitched from that or something. But yeah, kind of a weird thing, right? If we dig down a bit, there's actually a chest there as well. But I don't want to move this yet. I want to save that until later on in the pack. But yeah, I meant to mention that we found that, so pretty cool. We can definitely do some stuff with that later on in the game. But this is why we're here, this rubber tree. And what we need to find is, if it has any, there should be like a little ball of rubber on it almost, that you kind of then take from it. It's basically, it's not called rubber, it's called sap. But is there actually none on here? Well, that's disappointing. I will have to cut it down, so I want to get the saplings out of it, so that we can start growing these nearer to our base. But that's annoying for the thing that I wanted to show you. So let's just see if there's any other rubber trees in the area. And hopefully then you guys will get what I mean. Potentially over in that direction. You know what? I'm going to go find another rubber tree and then show you guys what I was on about. Alrighty guys, so I did find another rubber tree, and this one has the thing that I wanted to show you, which is up there. You can kind of see it, right? And if I jump, does it show? Not really. But basically, if we get onto that, and we might need to kind of build up here to get to it properly, but there it is. We right click that, you'll see what it drops is this stuff, some sticky resin, and that's basically what you use, and you just smelt that down, and one of those gives you one rubber. So that's pretty cool. You can see here on the uses, basically, there you go, one of those for one rubber. And you can use it for a few other things as well. So if we can get an extractor going, we get 3 rubber per one, which would be pretty awesome. Now, I'm going to try and get some more of these saplings while I'm here. And as it's turning night time, I will probably end up going back to the base pretty soon and trying to sleep. But there's a pretty big forest area, here we go, down this way. So I might come out and try and get some more rubber going on before we automate. The other thing that I found, you can kind of see it over there. Let's zoom in. There you go. There's another village, another unexplored village. So when I do that adventure episode, there's actually going to be a few villages for us to explore, which is pretty cool. So let me just finish up here, and then I'll bring you guys back in, and we will progress on. Okay guys, so as you can see I got 12 of the sticky resin, and I guess the thing we should be doing is putting those into a furnace each and getting the rubber out of them. So let's do that pretty quickly and then see what else we need to get the recipe done. And the generator of course being our end goal. So one thing, the refined iron, that's now smelted. So if we come to our crafting bench here, we can easily make up a nice machine casing, very good. And the only other thing we're going to need is a furnace. So let's see, here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And make up a nice little furnace, and then we're just about there. So the actual wiring side of it that we got the rubber for was for this battery. Basically we need 6 and 3, so that's pretty awesome. We have, there we go, 3 of them and 3 of them. So we're ready to go. Just put that either side of those, get our copper wiring done, our insulated copper cable I should say. You can, I think, just make copper cable, right? Yeah, I think it's the insulation means you can touch it without killing yourself, which, you know, has some uses, right? So we're missing the battery, so we need a couple of redstone and then we are good. So we'll just turn one of these redstone blocks into normal redstone dust and then we're good to go. So, wait, what am I missing? Oh, tin. Oh, I thought that was refined iron. I didn't check the recipe on it. Okay, we do have tin. We only need 4, but I'll cook up the full 8 so as not to waste the coal. One thing I also don't know actually in this pack is whether tiny coal is in here or not. It is not. Okay. I had a feeling it wasn't, but I thought I would just check while we're waiting on this tin to do. So what do we need again? Was it just 4 tin? And then we're good to go. So once we got our generator, the next thing I wanted to look into as well, and we can have a look at that now, was an electric furnace, because they're obviously much quicker than the furnaces we're using. So a bit of redstone, an iron furnace, which, yeah, that's fine. What is this thing? An electronic circuit. So we need 6 more of these. Okay, so we're going to need to get that rubber going on for sure, and then a bit of iron and redstone. So it's not that difficult, but it's just the getting enough of the insulated copper that's going to be a bit of an issue, I suppose. So what have we got left there? We've got 3 of those. 3 of those is 6. We can actually make up a little bit more of this right now to prepare us for that. And then I'm thinking we need like an area probably separate to the house to be using for our production of different things that are requiring power. So that's the next thing that I'll look to get into as well. What did I do with my redstone? I put it away for some reason. Okay, so it was that, couple redstone, and one of those is our battery. Okay, so then for the generator, I believe it was this, and this, and there we go. So generator is done. Now the electric furnace, what do we need? This thing, right? So another refined iron, 2 of those, and some redstone. Okay, that's not actually too bad. There we go. That's made. What are we missing? Just an iron furnace, which I have iron, yes, in here. So that's not too bad at all. And now I believe we're good to go. There we go. Electric furnace done with a generator. So awesome. So the question now is where we want to put this room. So at the moment, everything's been kind of expanding this way. I guess it makes sense that we can keep expanding that way. But let's have a little look around here as well, just to see what our options are, because it's quite a big plains area that we're in here. You can see there's a lot of stuff going on, right? Like a lot of space here where we could be building. And of course, there's nothing stopping us from bridging over and going across there as well. At the moment, our storage is here, but that may move. So I guess we just want to keep things kind of central. So what I'm actually going to do is go and have a little look around off camera at a few different areas and maybe try out a few different things for our new building, and then get a bit of a building specialized for the generator and electric furnace and some other IC2 stuff as well. So let me go and get on with that, and I'll bring you guys back in once we've got that up and running. Alrighty guys, so here we are at the back of our little house building. You can see over here some of the rubber trees have grown, which is very cool. One thing to mention, if you have rubber trees that are near you and you get the sap from them using your tree tap, basically you want to not chop the logs down because the rubber will regrow. The only reason I chopped them down before is because we were quite far away from the base, so there's no real advantage to leaving them there. But yeah, just a tip there that's what you want to do. Now, in terms of a new room area for our machines and things to be going into, I figured actually we could just expand this outwards and turn this into like a giant building that we kind of keep adding to. So I figured we take all of this away. This would be kind of a good way to do it. There's a good area here to build it. So let's get those leaves into our inventory like that. And we can kind of extend the building out in this direction a little bit. So I got some materials on me to do that. First thing we'll do is bring this pillar out here like this. And I'm not sure exactly how far I want to go with this, but I think just like a little extension, so maybe like one more, and then we'll start coming down like that. Should be good. Alrighty. And I'll change that around in a minute so that that's facing upwards, but that's basically the idea. And then probably coming out to like in line with here. So we'll do this one out here like this to get our frame going. Actually, the only thing is, if these walls are going to be like in here, because they're kind of, you know, in one from where the logs go, that's not going to give us a whole lot of space. So I might actually move this back a couple more blocks. So maybe we'll actually do it from like here, and I'll reposition the inside and the windows and stuff like that in the future. But that should be a big enough room to extend from for now, and we can definitely use that for our power requirements. Basically, at this stage, it will definitely be a big enough room to achieve that. So this is kind of the framework here. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, that's a decent sized room, I'd say. Did I do this one too many? Let's have a look. Let me come across here. No, got it right. Okay, cool. So that all goes in there. Now, I need to remind myself, so I just used the bricks for this. Now, I might change this out later, but for now, we'll keep it the same as what it is. So we need the bricks. There we go. I'm thinking that, you know, some more detail might be good. Again, if I added maybe different types of bricks in the wall, that could be a cool thing to do. So we'll just kind of clear all of this for now, and then we'll replace the stuff that we need to later on. Now, obviously it doesn't start exactly from the floor, because that's where this wood goes, and then the leaves go in front of that. So we need to come out like this to the corner, and then go across to the other side like this. So this is going to be the room. We'll fill all of this in just a second, and basically it will hook up. If we go around to the front of the house, we can walk inside and kind of knock the wall through, and that's how this will go. So I guess for now we can just kind of knock through here. And, you know, I can kind of do more and more with this house as we go along. So at the moment it's very bare and it's just basically used as a bedroom. But then, you know, with this we can kind of extend it on to do more things. So I think what I'll do is I'll fill out the rest of this room here and get it looking the same as the rest of the house. And then we'll get into actually getting the machines down and getting into generating some power. Okay guys, so as you can see, we now have a basic setup here for Industrial Craft 2. We have the generator, which is creating power, of course, and at the moment we're just burning coal to do that, because it's probably the best way to do it early on in the game. And then that's powering essentially 3 blocks. The electric furnace, obviously to smelt things faster than if we just put them in a normal furnace. The extractor, to get us extra rubber for each one of the resins, and this thing, a bat box, which basically is just storing energy. You can see here it can store up to 40,000 EU. So worth having early game, just because you're not wasting your coal, then you can actually turn it into power that stores. I think that's kind of handy to have. The other thing as well is if we go onto it here, it's not a difficult recipe. You just need 1 of the insulated copper cable, 5 of some sort of planks, and 3 batteries, which, you know, they're fairly simple to make. Tin is obviously something you're going to need a lot of early game, so tin and copper as well, something that you need. Now, a useful little tip, if you need certain types of ore, you can, you know, search them here, and you can see there it will tell you where it's found. So that's Y20 to Y55. Now, you know, that's great, but if you look at that, that is, of course, as I say, Y20 to Y55. If we were to type in here copper ore, you can see there that that's from Y40 to Y75. So if you mine at Y40, you've got a chance of getting both of those. So it's worth getting a crossover when you can. So it's a little early game tip there, is to find out the ores that you'll need a lot of, and copper and tin are up there as things you will need a lot of, which is why I mentioned them, and then mine at a level where you can get both, because it just overall will be quicker for you and a bit more efficient. But this is sort of the early game setup that I'd recommend. And you see that we're approaching the 40,000 EU, so I don't want to waste any more coal once we hit that. But basically, we'll see if that just about does it. Yes, it does. So this is now all stored up as well, which is great, and we're all ready to go in the future. And I'm pretty happy with that setup. So guys, as the sun sets on another day here in the Ultimate Reloaded pack, we come to the end of another episode. Quite happy with how things are progressing, to be honest. We've got our power and that sorted out now. I think the next thing that we really want to get into actually will be in the next episode, and that will be into getting extra resources for things. And one of those is going to be the macerator. Not too difficult to make, but we can basically get more output for each ore from the macerator. I'll go into that in more detail in the next episode, but that's kind of the production we're going to be the projection, I should say, that we're going to go along in this pack to try and get more resources and some things automated. So that'll be what the next episode is all about. But here and now, that is about it. So I hope this episode was useful for you, or you at least enjoyed watching. And if you did, a like would be very much appreciated. And if you want to follow along with this series, or indeed any of the series that I'm doing, then please do subscribe. And if you have any questions or just want to get in touch, then please leave a comment as well. Always happy to hear from you guys with any suggestions or to help you out along the way. But for now, guys, unfortunately, that is all I have time for today. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.